Hi, Sarah Myers is here, sitting with Missy Graylish.
Hello, everyone.
We're going to talk about Garrett 250. What a whirlwind. I think
Whoa.
Missy is still recovering, as am I, and this is about a week after the fact. So, yeah, let's chat about this event and how it went. It went overwhelmingly wet. I think is the thing to say, but
Yes.
not all was lost. It was actually a very, very good event. We had about 3,000 attendees and got to showcase our community. So that's what we want to chat about. Just a little bit of a hot wash here, just kind of what went right. Maybe some thank yous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. So let's actually start with the car show. So I
Okay.
understand folks were out there. Unfortunately for Sarah and I think we spent most of our time sitting in Heritage Hall dealing with play-by-plays. But I want to thank Mountaintop Cruisers for coming out and participating in the car show. And I apologize to all of you car enthusiasts out there that it pretty much got rained out. But we do appreciate your attendance. So thank you to Mountaintop Cruisers.
I think that's the theme of the day.
Yes.
We kind of go around in our minds, since we didn't get to experience a lot of the vendors and the events, we do want to acknowledge those folks that did, take time and energy to come and support us and showcase their wares or their initiatives. So as we walked into the fairgrounds, we had Veterans Park, which was the American Legion, the VFWs. Were there other veteran organizations? I do believe. We had a pretty well represented Veterans Park, at least in the beginning of the day. If you weren't there, you missed buckets and buckets of rain. So the best planning was kind of washed away and folks were just kind of taking cover. Big streaks of lightning, big dumping of water.
Every 30 minutes between lightning strikes.
Yeah. So I did see some veteran organizations out there.
They did come out. They did set up.
Mm-hmm.
Did come out. They did set up. We unfortunately lost our flag respect programs, our flag floating programs, our retirement of the flag. All that was rather washed away, but everyone gave it a great effort. We had quilts to be signed that got moved inside into Heritage Hall.
Oh, good.
I hope you got to participate. I know I did on behalf of my dad.
Yes, thank you.
And most of the other stuff just really, they weren't able to stay. Legions, the VFWs. But we want to thank you for participating and trying your darndest to be here. The Army Corps, they were in attendance. We had ROTC was here helping out. So, but thank you to all those amazing folks. And you are why we are here today.
Absolutely. I think that can't be overstated. No, but coming into the fairgrounds, we had Hometown Heroes also on the other side of the fence. And we had a wonderful display of a flag that was hanging from a Deep Creek Volunteer Fire Company truck, which was very patriotic, and it was so great to see as we welcomed folks into the fairgrounds. And that's actually where our parade started.
It did, but I do want to say thank you to Mark Clokey for helping me and really taking that under his wing and organizing all of our Hometown Heroes section. The attendance and the turnout with various fire trucks and police cars and rescue squads was just absolutely incredible. And I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah, absolutely. It was quite a showing. And that's where our parade started. And I just got great feedback. I saw several posts online about folks that were able to participate in that parade. And they were just claiming that it was just a wonderful experience and the highlight of their summer. So,
and I want to shout out to Mikey Verts for helping me with all that. He choreographed that whole event for us, and I'm so appreciative. And for Warren Glotfoudy for playing George Washington. And he did a great job. And the folks that came out on horseback, it was tremendous. And those that were able to carry our fabulous 26 flags representing America. It was a great participative event, and we're very thankful for that.
It really was a little bit of organized chaos there at game time. We were having bolts of lightning across the sky when the parade was supposed to start. So we pivoted. And thanks again to Mikey. But they did an impromptu parade in the Heritage Hall.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you saw that or
I
not,
did. I
but-
saw it on Facebook. I didn't even know. How crazy is that?
But that was cool. And then we did have a break in the clouds for about 14 minutes, I think was just long enough to get our horseback riders in place. And I think that was pretty cool. And led by George Washington.
And led by George Washington, which was fabulous, which took us right into our kickoff the event by our Garrett County commissioners. And we're thankful to them. We're thankful for their participation and their kind words and their education, especially Paul Edwards, who educated the community.
Absolutely.
And for Larry Tichenor for providing the invocation. Thank you very much for that. It was really said very, very lovely.
Absolutely. Paul just can't be contained whenever it comes to local history.
His wealth of knowledge.
His
Wow.
background just comes out. And it was actually really interesting account of Garrett County history and how integral Garrett County is to the nation's story. So if you missed that, we'll try to summarize it somewhere or maybe get a video of Paul reciting that history. But it is really pretty integral to the nation's history. So that's pretty cool. More than one time, we've just discussed how pivotal Garrett County's people and places are to the nation's story.
Sure, for sure. And we had representation from the Maryland 250 and Congresswoman.
April McLean Delaney's office was represented. Kendall came out and gave us a proclamation.
Yeah,
which
it was
pretty cool.
fabulous. We were really excited to receive that and very proud of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, it was a fairly short presentation because we were watching the clouds roll in, but Al Feldstein took the stage immediately after our
And he's fabulous. If you've
He is.
ever heard Al speak, he's one of my favorites. He did just such a wonderful job. And we really, really do appreciate him. And unfortunately, it was cut short, I believe, due to our fabulous weather, but he gave it a good try.
He absolutely did. What else was happening that day?
Let's see. So we had so much going on inside Heritage Hall, which, of course, is the Ag Center. With so many booths, all the towns were represented. We had the museums represented. We had the Yoder House represented. Gosh, we had our sponsors were there. Thank you to Rayleigh and to TaylorMade and to WVU Medicine. And let's see, we had the chamber.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say the SAR and the DAR.
SAR and DAR.
And they
correct.
both had specific patriotic research booklets that they've done. So we'll make sure that we link those in the show notes because it was pretty cool. SAR did Patriots of the Revolution. And then DAR did Women Patriots of some kind. I should have brought the notes with me, but we'll make sure that we link it.
Fabulous display. I hope you all can get to see it at another point in time because they just did a tremendous program. We had Jim Rada selling his books and promoting it. He was a speaker that day as well, so we're thankful to him. We had Mishak Browning representation there. We also had the Liberty Tree seedling was represented, and it was such a darn cute little thing and has so much meaning in history. And we're very thankful to have, I think, 2 or 3 trees planted actually in Garrett County. So that was great to see the representation. Gosh, we had the Heritage folks were there.
The Mountain Maryland Gateway to the West Heritage Area.
Yep. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And gosh, as I'm thinking through, there was just so many people there and it was so well attended. And we were giving out free cupcakes on the fabulous cupcake display. I want to say thank you to Rachel, one of my best friends out there who worked tirelessly to make it absolutely beautiful and all the decorations she did inside Heritage Hall.
Absolutely. She did a fantastic job. We didn't mention the B&O Railroad.
Oh, B&O Railroad. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, very cool display. I believe he had a train car from every 13
colonies.
13 colonies.
There were 13
okay.
colonies.
I thought it was the 50 states.
I thought it was 13 colonies, but
well, as Missy said, we were not able to enjoy most of the day because we were running crazy. But it was very cool to see the community come out and support. And despite the weather, I mean, we were basically billing this event as a pretty large
We expected
event.
15,000 people plus.
But we didn't get that. But it's not a wash. It's no pun intended. It really was a successful day for a lot of our vendors that I've spoken with. It just wasn't quite the expectation we had, but still everyone sold their products, made a profit, reached new people. So
yeah, we had our nonprofit food vendors were open, which they probably broke even, not what they expected. We had the first robotics selling lemonade, and they were all set up. It was heartbreaking.
I heard that they sold 300 lemonades. So.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Kettle corn, which is one of my favorite things, and I didn't even get to get it, but I did have my Rotary Club French fries, which is my staple. So they got to be there. We had First Robotics was set up in the show ring area, which looks fabulous now, by the way, if you haven't seen it. And they were showcasing their Castleman Bridge project. So, which I'd still love to go back and see. So they were set up inside our Quonset huts. We had not only nonprofits, but we had all kinds of craft and food vendors selling their Garrett County made products. We had basically no food trucks. Because we really truly want to support our local nonprofit vendors. So we're very proud of them. And thank you for being here.
Yeah, they were full. Those Quonset huts were full, jam-packed. We tried to add someone the day before. And Paula, shout out to Paula Udalevitt from Heart for Animals. She did a fantastic job for us helping to manage all those vendors. She said, where do you want me to put them? We're full. We're booked out. So
they did Heart really stepped in and did a great job to help us with that. And she worked tirelessly on it. So thank you to Heart and to Paula and her team for doing that. The beer garden, well, I understand there was a fabulous little puddle. And I guess the kids had a great time, probably more so than the adults standing in the rain. But thank you to the Lions Club of Grantsville for supporting us again for the second time in 2 years with a beer garden for Garrett County. And for Lore Distributing for providing all the beer and such on behalf of Grantsville Lions Club. Also thankful to the Lions Club of, that's Oakland and Mountain Lake Park for selling their chicken dinners. Again, that's one of the only food items I really wanted, and I didn't get to get it, so I had French fries. But thank you to Bubba and his team and for all the folks at the Lions Club for letting us take over your entire area and being there to participate in a tremendous amount to us and to the community.
Unfortunately, that was one of the big letdowns of the day. Is our sound equipment got wet early on. It was about 11:30 when the rains came, and we unfortunately had to cancel all of our outdoor bands and the stage that was set up down there. So
we still want to send a thank you out to, I really truly appreciate Queen City and Remedy and Jason's Shaw Band for showing up and participating and trying to be there and waiting minute by minute for us to say, yes, you can do this, or no, you cannot. And we ended up with a no, you cannot. And I really owe a thank you to our vendor, Active Air Productions. Clayton did a tremendous job. Skipping, hopping, jumping, grabbing
whatever
tents,
we needed,
moving sound just so we could take our speakers inside. And he really was amazing for helping us. Truly, he really was. So thank you to that. He's not just a vendor, he became a friend. So I'm very thankful.
Yeah.
Kid zones.
Kid zone.
Kind of wet. Thank you to Greenscapes for the fabulous shape of the United States of America and the sand pits. And all the little duckies, and I did get my duckies. So that was super, super cool. We had the Ruth Enlow Library was represented with a mega project. We had the Judy Center with their bus here. I don't know, some of these folks even got to open their doors. I want to thank Tracy Rohr, one of my very good friends, for opening up her heart and being there through all the rain to help kids paint rocks and do projects like that. Very hands-on. The Republican Women's Club for their story time. I don't know how many stories they got to read, but
I saw a few. I did. Yeah.
Then they had a fabulous setup. Oh my gosh. They had seating and maps and just everything you could possibly imagine. They really, truly were going to get back to the community and to the kids. Something that we had bouncy houses. don't know if they really got to open.
They were up and down.
They
I
were
saw.
up and down. They kept up and down. I don't even think kids got to play on them because once the lightning would strike, we had to bring them down again. And with the rain, we couldn't have them operating soaking wet. We didn't want any kids to get hurt. So that was a huge disappointment for all of us too, because I know the kids were looking forward to it. And working with DNR on casting the fishing line, I don't know if I got to take off or not. It was just, again, we spent every waking minute riding around dealing with some sort of little mini crisis or waiting play by play with Justin and our emergency services team.
We need to shout them out.
Yeah, thank you. I'll let you.
Yeah, Justin Orndorff, the director of the Garrett County Emergency Management, was just integral. We're sitting there side by side, shoulder by shoulder, looking at this radar, trying to find when we would have breaks from the rain and the weather.
Yeah.
And his staff, Dave Middleton, I was joking that Dave was not on my nice list. He kept sending me weather forecasts that I didn't necessarily like.
I want to see that.
So I said, Dave, I don't care what you email me. I'm just deleting it. But I've since talked to Dave. We're back on good terms. We're back on speaking terms. The emergency management was integral. Local law enforcement, Sheriff Bryson Myers and his staff, Major Colt Ruby, were just fantastic.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all you guys did.
Yeah. And then Maryland State Police, Lieutenant Sigmund, and I want to mention Brad Williams. I'm not sure of his rank. Sorry, Brad. But he's super helpful, just play by play, minute by minute, like Missy said, just deciding what we could do. But also before the day, we spent hours and meetings and resources just planning for traffic and trying to keep people safe. And we implemented the texting system, which was the first time. The county government has been able to utilize a system like that. And I think it went really well. We had almost 1,000 folks signed up at the end of the time. So that was great. Great way to communicate.
Yeah. And it was a test case for the county, by the way. They launched that just for this event, and now they'll be able to use it going forward.
Absolutely.
So if you're signed up, going forward, any kind of emergencies, you'll still be able to get notifications. And I'm very thankful for them, for rolling that out, and the camera systems, and just down to every little 26 pages of detail that we all worked so hard on, especially I'll call it our emergency and safety team, which includes everyone that Sarah mentioned, including roads. Our roads team in Garrett County, oh my gosh, did so much stuff for us and really helped to make it a safe event as well. And the signage.
So
super cool.
Shout out to Teresa Miller. She made some signs for us. I say made some signs. I think she ended up making like 40 signs for us, various shuttle stops and texting information and detour information and road signs. So shout out to Teresa. She's awesome. She's a rock star. And Paul Harvey and his staff, Craig Margroff from the Accident Garage, Randy from the Oakland Garage. I mean, we really just had, I'm sorry, Craig. Yeah. From Accident. Just had so much support, and we just really couldn't have done it without them.
No. And it just added such a cool level to the event because it became our own little world there inside, here we are, our Garrett County Fairgrounds.
I do need to shout out folks that are part of the Transportation Advisory Committee. So State Highway has been in conversations with us. We were worried about traffic going out onto 219.
Yeah.
So they were involved. Natural Resources Police actually displayed, had tabled at the event, and they were so integral to our operations. The Garrett County Community Action, Garrett Transit, fantastic. Support with Tracy Bowman. She was awesome to deal with. And it's just too many people to name. And I know we're probably forgetting someone. I'm so sorry. But we really kind of commandeered some of those transportation advisory meetings of like, hey, my update is Garrett 250 and who's helping. So everyone kind of rolled up their sleeves and just said, okay, we're in it with you. What can we do? And it's so very much appreciated.
Yes. So thank you. They kept us safe, gave us a great peace of mind, knowing if the event would have gone full scale as we had anticipated, that our community truly would have been safe. And I felt very protected, with having that. And then some other vendors, like I really want to mention, especially Super Flag. I know this is Sarah's near and dear thing. Yeah. So our flag was driven all the way in from California, 5 days to get here. And we were so fortunate. We got to open it, which we're so lucky. The winds were
Borderline. Yeah.
borderline. Wild Bill, thank you, Wild Bill. He was going to pull it, and then he decided to let us do it. So I'm very thankful. We did 2 songs instead of 3. But if you were there and you saw it or you participated, oh my gosh, it gave me chills. I was in tears running under the tent, taking videos of everybody, which I kind of stink at, but, it was so wonderful seeing the participation and just watching everybody work together. And it was just such a tribute to our community, to our country, to our veterans, and to our history. It was just incredible. Sarah, I know this was her passion. So
It was just so, it was so wonderful to be able to make it happen. Dave Middleton, my favorite man of the hour on Saturday, was saying, come on, guys, get it done. You better open it up soon. So we had a little bit of timing logistics to work through, but I'm so happy that it was able to go off. And I wasn't sure what to expect. I wasn't sure how people would react. And I think everyone who experienced it was just emotional and really appreciated the profound moment. So I was very happy that we were able to get it done and just come together under that common goal and, celebrate our country, but our community.
And thank you to our volunteers that stepped up and did it. They had a practice on Friday night, took time away from their families to come and do this. And then Saturday, everybody was hour by hour, we're going to do this, we're going to do it.
Yeah, we did have to bump it too. I forgot
Yeah.
to mention we changed the timing on everyone. So organizing 150 people and then, oh, by the way, it's going to be an hour and a half later than you expect was no small feat. So we shout out to all of those participants.
The one time I got to see it is Sarah, I, and my son Ryan. Hi, Ryan. We ran around on a golf cart grabbing everyone we could find to participate. And it's interesting. Those are the people that came to us afterwards and said, thank you for grabbing us. Thank you for letting us participate. And I know we had to require everyone to practice, but it got to a point we didn't have enough people to open it because folks didn't show back up. So thank you to everyone that we grabbed and said, let's go because we're going to do this.
Yeah.
And we made it happen thanks to volunteers that day too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was great. And then one of the sad things for me too, because I really enjoy this is, I've worked with Firefly drones. So 5 years in a row. Actually, not 5 years in a row. I've worked with them 5 times. This is my 5th time. They are one of the most amazing organizations. And one of the things that made me sad is that our community didn't really get to see a drone setup and a display and to understand the technologies and see really what the drones look like. But I think they're on Facebook, so you can kind of get a feel. We had 4 fabulous young people here from Firefly Drones. They were spectacular. They drove those drones, cut the grass to the level they needed and did everything they could. And again, that's something we were play by play. And Sarah and I went back and forth every so many minutes. Like, do we do this? Do we not? Talking to Firefly, like, what do you think, guys? What should we do? And the risk of losing the drones and the wind taking them was just too much for us to bear.
That's actually what happened. Everyone thinks it was the rain, but the rain let up towards the end of the evening. But by the time I had gone over to talk to the drone folks and went back to my computer, they called again and said the wind is just picking up. And it was just borderline. And you can't have a drone show if your drones blow off of the course.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And we had strict safety zones and we were concerned that, those safety zones would be violated if the drones would start, going crazy and such. So Sarah and I made the decision, like, look, for the safety of the community, for the safety of the drones as well, and their team, we called it and then we launched it on Sunday night, the 19th at the same time at 9:30. And we got rave reviews.
Yeah, I think throughout this whole planning process, we had talked to people that had attended last year's drone show and they were so excited to come back. But also we had people that had missed the drone show that were adamant that they had to get here. So a little bit of chaos, again, trying to coordinate an entire feature of our event to the next day, but I'm glad we did. I'm glad we made the call that we did. Sunday was a much better day.
Yeah, it was.
And weather-wise, but also gave people a chance to come down. And unfortunately, we missed a couple visitors that were planning to come.
That was
but
heartbreaking. I felt bad.
you know, we tried.
But we tried. And, hopefully there's some other big event that we can do it again. But I do want to huge shout out to Firefly. We didn't get to do this last year, so they just were amazing. And the vendors that we've worked with all the way through this process really were more than vendors to us. They were partners. And we've got major discounts from everybody. Big shout out also to Sunrise. They provided all the services for free for us. And that was just unbelievable. You don't realize until you start planning an event of this magnitude, what goes into it down to every little detail, like what are we going to do with all the trash?
What are we doing with the trash?
So, but thankful. And then winding down the night, we had other speakers there. We had Russell Shorto. Thank you for being there. We truly appreciate your time. Jim Rado was there, and Champ was going to speak, but the time just kind of ran out with everything being adjusted. But we tried to parlay it the best we could. And then we can't forget, so important, the Garrett County Community Band. Oh my gosh. Unfortunately for me, it was the first time I ever got to see them. And I could say, unfortunately and fortunately, because I didn't get to see it all, but they were tremendous.
They were.
And I'm so thankful for all those community members, and their music was absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh, we were so lucky to have it.
It really was a great day all around. Apologize if we didn't mention you by name, but we certainly appreciate the community coming out and supporting us and supporting this event.
Yeah, so thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And last but not least, and so very important, I want to thank our committee, our Garrett 250 committee. Myself, Sarah, and Karen Myers were kind of the key folks putting this all together. But we had a fabulous team that spent so much time. Liz Moran, we had Nick Sharps, we had Amber, we had Sarah Duck, we had, Holly, we had, who else am I missing?
Chris Nichols.
Regina, Chris Nichols.
Jason Rush. We can't forget Jason.
Thank you, Jason. I know I beat you up
Jason.
on the fairgrounds, but thank you for coming and answering all my crazy calls, Jason. I really appreciate it. I do owe you, and I know you're probably sick of me at this point. But thank you for our committee. They worked tirelessly. They entertained all of my crazy ideas that I wanted to bring here, and everyone worked so hard behind the scenes to fulfill this massive event. And thank you, Kevin Knoll. We appreciate you and Sierra from the county standpoint, our Garrett County commissioners, for making this happen.
Absolutely.
Thankful for you.
Yep. The commissioners decided that we should hold a community-wide event. And I think Missy and I and the others on the committee really just tried to do just that. Just, showcase our entire community and, what makes it great and celebrate America together.
Yep. Absolutely. But thank you, everybody. We hope to see you again, but maybe not for another couple of years.
You're not ready for 250 plus one?
No, 2 big events in 2 years. I think I'm a little exhausted. So
thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
We appreciate
everyone.
the support.
Take care. Bye.